Life in the city comes at you at 1,000 meters a second. According to a recent study, the average city dweller is subjected to over 60,000 forms of stimuli on any given day. That much information beamed into your brain, it's not surprising that some people can react a little differently. Desmond Flay, known as Des to his friends and family, was by all accounts a quiet and respectful young man, which made his actions on March 8, 2938 even more surprising. It was described as a joyride like no other. A high-speed chase in the skies that covered several hundred miles of dense urban airspace. Within an hour, he had thousands of adoring fans who watched the authorities scramble to catch him. But Des saved his best surprise for last. When captured, local police asked why he did it. Des reportedly took a look around, smiled, and said, "I just wanted some peace and quiet." See your local ship dealer for financing options. Certain restrictions apply.
aerospace. All systems online.
What does it take to build a symphony? It takes a blueprint. 4 movements that will dictate key, tempo, and the arrangement of musical notes that will create harmonies, melodies. It takes an orchestra. Master technicians of their craft, working in perfect unity to transform notes into sound and those sounds into an experience. But most of all, it takes emotion. A feeling so powerful that it transcends words. It must be conveyed in another form. Introducing the new 600i from Origin. A symphony in motion. See your authorized Origin dealer for details.
Hi, everybody. Welcome. Oh, I'm in the house. You can hear me in the house. Hi. Welcome to CitizenCon 2948. We are here live at the Long Center in beautiful Austin, Texas. Now, I believe we've got a camera out there. We've got a view in front of the Long Center. Before we get anything, look at this view. This is right from outside the Long Center. This is downtown Austin. Here at CitizenCon 2948, folks have been waiting outside. The first people got in line from like 7 a.m. Oh, look, we have community managers. Tyler, Ulf, how you doing, man?
Doing great, thanks, Jared. Yeah, we are out here on the terrace right now. People are everywhere. Ulf, what are you thinking?
It's baking, but it's awesome.
Yeah, the sun just conveniently came out right when it cut to us, so that worked out well. But yeah.
I know it's been raining the last couple days, hasn't it? We were worried we were going to get rain today, but look at the sun come out.
Yeah, no, it's perfect.
I thought it was always raining in Austin.
Yeah, no. So we're going bigger and better than ever before. Jared, what are you thinking?
I'm noticing some fantastic costumes. Oh my gosh. Who do you have here there with you?
Oh yeah, we have Kin Shadow and well, actually, this is cool. What's your name? Yes, that is a voice changer. We're going to catch up with them a little later today. We're going to get all the cosplayers. 2:45, by the way, at the Dragonfly, if you're here and somehow you can hear me.
Okay, yeah, we're going to check back in with the Dragonfly, but go ahead and separate a little bit. Let's give a little tease. Look at that. Look at that thing. Look at that. That is a life-size Dragonfly.
I'm going to get on that thing later on.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are. All right, guys, thanks a lot. Let's check in with you again inside in just a few moments, okay?
Absolutely, sounds good.
All right. So, CitizenCon 2948, we've got a long history here at CitizenCon of improving every single year, making me for the next 10 hours. That's because I'm being joined by lead writer, Mr. Will Weisbaum. Will, how you doing, man?
Oh, hello, CitizenCon.
How are you?
It is so exciting to be here. Look at all these people back here. There's a dragonfly outside. I hate to do this so soon into the live stream, but I have to correct you. As a fully ordained lore maker, I have to tell you that, in fact, we are not in Austin. We are in New Austin on Terra, year 2948, the best CitizenCon yet. It's very exciting. You know, if New Austin is anything like the original Austin, I have to say it must be one heck of a city.
I didn't know they were saddling me with a pro-Terra person. I am pro-Earth.
You know, we each all have to make our own choices in life and live with those decisions. I wish you the best of luck, Jared.
The planet that humanity chose, my butt. All right. So, Will, we have just opened the doors. Well, the Long Center is a huge, enormous structure. You're welcome to check it out on Google
They
Maps
call
or
it
whatever.
Long Center for a reason.
It's an enormous structure filled with many rooms and many areas, and throughout the broadcast day, we're going to be cutting away to the various areas. We're going to show you all that's going on. I said, well, maybe not all. We have a couple of things that we're going to keep behind wraps for those people who were lucky enough and dedicated enough, rather, to attend here in
If they
person.
traveled all the way to Terra, they deserve a little something extra.
To Austin. We're going to keep a couple things in reserve, but we are going to show you almost everything that's going on. Now, we have 2 tracks this year. Not only do we have the keynote presentation that you're used to here in the Dell Hall, and 6 panels. Is it 6 or 7? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6
Between
panels.
6 and 7
Between
panels.
6 and 7 panels, including a special surprise panel that we have not told you about coming up later. Mark your calendars for 5 p.m. Central Time today for something special.
But ignoring all that, what you're really going to be watching is the second stage. From my understanding, all the best presentations are going to be going on in Rollins. The second stage.
Is that because at 5 o'clock, the not special thing that I'm talking about is you're leaving here to go to the second stage to do your own presentation?
Oh, is that
Yes, my special thing at 5 o'clock is actually in direct confrontation with your special thing at 5 o'clock over there. We go from broadcast colleagues to broadcast competitors at 5 o'clock.
I really wish you had told me this earlier. I'm so glad that we're getting all these kinks worked out during rehearsal right now.
Well, it's my fault for guessing that you can read a schedule. So we got a lot of stuff going on today. Do we have Tyler and Ulf? Are Tyler and Ulf set up? No, they're still getting set up in another location.
It's a sea of people out there. Most
it
of them are
is a
moving
sea of people. So we're going to cut back to Tyler Ulf in just a couple minutes. Let me tell you what's going on.
Yeah,
we start the day with our opening keynote. Now, if you've watched CitizenCon since it first started back in 2013, we've always ended the show with our big Chris Roberts keynote presentation. We are not going to make you wait today. We are hitting the ground running.
Dessert first.
Yeah, when we're ready to start things, we are starting off with Chris Roberts in the presentation and the playthrough of Alpha 3.3 that you've been looking forward to. And then after that, we are going through our panel stuff. And then we got all kinds of panels. We got Principles of Flight right off the bat. We've changed the schedule up a little bit from what was on the website
not
before.
Not superintendents, not vice principals.
No, we are hitting all the things people want right up front. You want Chris's demo? Boom, first thing. The second thing, Principles of Flight, the brand new Star Citizen flight experience.
Man.
That starts at 3 p.m. Central Time. If you've ever flown a spaceship in Star Citizen, you are not going to want to miss that. Not miss that. After that, we have the Art of Hurston. Art of Hurston is where we've got the environment art team. Ian Leland and Michelle Cooper are here from Foundry 42 UK, and they are showing all the art of Stanton. You remember their panel from last year. At 247 slides last year, it took it to the limit. I'm told they have 248 slides this year.
The amount of craftsmanship and artistry that goes into crafting these worlds is... it leaves me speechless. I'm amazed. Every week we go into these reviews and meetings, and I just can't believe it. So that's one I'm going to be excited to check out myself.
All right. So I understand that Ulf is ready in the orchestra lobby here. Let's go ahead and Ulf, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Ulf,
Hey,
can
Jared.
you hear me?
Who are you there with?
I'm with JR, the creator of the Dragonfly that we just saw outside.
Yeah, you guys got us to do the Raven last year. We get to do a Dragonfly this year, going from 8 scale to full scale. It's been awesome.
How much work actually did you put into that Dragonfly? It looks amazing, by the way.
A lot. We had about 2.5 months. And obviously, we're going to ship that from Scotland to here, air freight it over, so that added a little bit of interest to it all. But no, we're really pleased with it. It's come together so well. It looks so nice out there in the sunshine.
Any issues with customs when you ship a space bike?
No more issue with customs coming over with our paint kits than we had with the Dragonfly. No, we sent it out with a couple of weeks' grace just in case there was an issue. So that's why everyone saw the crates leaving our workshop just before Con 42. But no, as it happens, sailed through, no issues at all.
And there's some sound coming on from the Dragonfly as well. How did you make that happen?
It's actually running in game. So the Dragonfly itself has control interfaces on it, and it's just running a custom map in engine just through a dev build. so we get the actual sounds from in-game, because that was much easier than trying to copy all your guys' sounds. But no, I should also say this definitely wasn't a just me project. We had so many people, both from our own team and the community, coming to help out. And when everything's through, we're going to do a really nice blog post to thank everyone, because everyone has been absolutely phenomenal. Not just Cal's and Noodle and Darren and all these guys. It's all been brilliant.
It looks fantastic, and like everyone out there is enjoying it and like taking the pictures.
Absolutely. I mean, we're probably going to get close to everyone on it at least once today. We've already had some people that have been on 3 times already, so I think we might have to start stamping their hands. Otherwise, they're just going round and round in the queue.
Well, Tyler and I are going to stop by later on, so make sure you save a seat.
We'll save a seat. Jared's already been on it. Skip the queue. But no, it's good. We'll wait to see you there.
All right, thank you. Back to you, Jared.
All right. Well, thanks so much. We're gonna cut back to you in just a little bit. We'll see who else you got out there. I will admit, John Rain is correct. I walked out there earlier today, and I saw the full-size Dragonfly, and I saw all the people, but I didn't know that it was like open for business. I walked straight to the Dragonfly, and I stepped up on the stairs, and I went to get on. There was a person there, and I thought it was like an employee. I'm like, can I just get on real quick? I'm in a hurry. And they go, okay. And I got on, and then I looked, and there's this line of people. And then I looked at the person that I cut in front of that I thought was an employee, and he's another backer, and I'm like, oh, I'm a jerk. I still got my picture, though.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, a little birdie told me that you actually got to see it during production all the way overseas in Scotland.
Yeah, during the process of, CitizenCon is a massive production, and as you go through the day, we're going to show you all kinds of things. And we're going to cut back to the Dragonfly. We'll have a whole segment, the Dragonfly, a little bit, so you can get to see it in all of its detail. But we had several product reviews where we had to go through and make sure, not that we didn't trust John Rain. John Rain does amazing work, but you still have to go through and check everything and make sure it's along the lines we're supposed to. And Paul Jones, vehicle art director, and I went out to Scotland and visited John Rain in his workshop and got to see it in intermediate state and got to sit on it before it was painted and everything, and was still being put together. And it's amazing to see that work in progress. John Rain is I don't want to say he's a singular talent, but he's the only person I know that does things at that scale, and I like to keep it that way.
It's pretty indescribable to see something that's gone from like it's nugget of an idea to concept to an in-game vehicle to be standing next to it in real life. I don't think I've ever had an experience like that before. It kind of blew me away. I'm just flabbergasted overall. You're going to keep hearing me say that over and over throughout this live stream. I am just speechless. I cannot say enough about how I cannot talk about how great CitizenCon is.
Well, you know how every year we make CitizenCon bigger and bigger and bigger. If we have a full-size Dragonfly this year, where do we go next year?
I like to pretend that the Long Center is a Bengal, and that's my personal role play that I'm doing right now.
All right. Let's go over 2 more events that you're going to see today, and then we'll go back to Tyler, who I understand has another guest. At 5 o'clock is our special unnamed presentation. Now, we're not going to tell you about what it is. You're going to want to come right back here at 5 o'clock to see something very, very special.
Or possibly watch a live Lore Makers. You could choose.
That's on the other channel, that other channel.
I believe Star Citizen is about personal choice.
It is about personal choice, you're right. And then at 6 o'clock, we have what a bunch of characters. Our own Sean Tracy, Josh Herman, and Allie Brown take you through bringing not only our player characters, but our NPCs to life. And character tech in our game is some of the absolute most impressive tech in our game. So there's a lot of good stuff to show in that one. So Tyler, I understand you got somebody. Who you got with you, Tyler?
I was just out here wandering the halls and found a community member who hasn't found their seat yet. I hope that you're able to still get a seat in there.
I definitely will.
Yeah, so what's your name? Where are you from?
I'm Tyler from Dallas.
Wait, say that again. What's your name?
Tyler.
Beautiful name. Yeah, so is this your first CitizenCon?
Absolutely, yeah.
And what do you think so far?
I'm loving it, man. It's so much fun.
Awesome, and I got one big question for you. What does the Star Citizen community mean to you?
I think it's just a great place to find new friends. I've been able to blend in with like 3 or 4 different groups here thus far. They just took me in and we walked around because I was here alone for most of the time.
I love it. And what are you hoping to see today?
Honestly, the Hammerhead.
That might happen. Cool, man. Well, thank you so much. I'll let you get to your seat. Back to you, Jared and Will.
Thanks, Tyler. All right, what else we got now?
I don't know. You're the one with the paper.
How did he find another Tyler from Dallas?
Oh, they have a hand signal.
Do you know what that hand signal was like?
I do know, but I'm not supposed to know. I'm not going to reveal the Tyler hand signal live on air right now. We're all waiting for the keynote right now. It's very exciting.
It's a long show, folks.
Look at all
right.
these people. Look how far
actually,
they come.
actually, yeah. Can we take a look at the crowd? Can we get some pans of the crowd and see just how many people are packed into the Dell Hall here?
Can we cut to the drone? Where's the drone?
We don't have. We have to save something for next year.
Next year, drones.
Let's see what we got here.
Oh. Look at that. Okay.
There we go.
Beautiful people coming from not only all over the country, but country of the USA, but also all over the world to be here in New Austin.
We've had 2 Bar Citizen events, one last night and one the night before. Actually, there were 2 Bar Citizens last night, and then there was another Bar Citizen the night before. I talked to people from Australia. I talked to people from Norway. Talked to people from Poland. Talked to people from Venezuela. And one guy claimed to be from Antarctica. And I asked him. I'm serious. One guy claimed to be from Antarctica, and I asked him. I've never seen like an Antarctica driver's license or any kind of ID, and he said they didn't have any.
That kind of makes sense. I don't think you're driving around.
Why doesn't Antarctica get like? I mean, because it's their actual country. I mean, I didn't think people could live in Antarctica anyway.
I think everybody just takes Ubers or Lyfts around.
I'm beginning to wonder if he was pulling my chain. I'm not sure. All right. So what else do we got? So then at 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock, we have the evolution of facial animation technology. Now, if you watched last year's broadcast, you might remember Ivo Herzeg. Ivo Herzeg gives the most detailed, down to the smallest decimal tech demos of anybody on our team. It is incredibly impressive, and Ivo is here talking about the evolution of our facial technology. Right after bringing a bunch of characters to life, it's almost like a good programming. You see the characters and then focus on their faces, because the facial animation in our game, not just the faceware stuff that, with our partners Faceware, which is awesome, but the performance capture stuff that we use
to be
for
able
Mark
to take
Hamill.
it from the stage into the character, bring these. The performance comes directly from the actors and gets translated so wonderfully into the game. And a lot has to do with the tech that they're developing here. My little personal connection is I helped Ivo get a drink of water yesterday. He was lost in the Long Center. There's a lot of hallways here, and I helped him out, and I feel good about that.
Gotcha. So I don't know if we're going to get another Tyler or Ulf, but we'll see if we can get them back. After the evolution of facial technology, we have crafting space. Who named that? What's going on there? Brian Chambers.
Oh, so we've got a Brian Chambers spotting.
Come here.
Are we calling him up? Is
Yes.
Brian Chambers coming up here?
Brian Chambers, come here. That was Brian Chambers.
The Brian Chambers.
Brian Chambers jumping up on stage and taking his patented Brian Chambers selfie.
Joining us all the way from Frankfurt, Germany.
So at 8 o'clock, we got Crafting Space. That's Allie Brown, Mike Snowden, and Ben Perry talking about crafting all of the visuals of the verse. Come over here. Normally, we'd have something to cut away to and cover the addition of a guest, but Brian Chambers decided to call an audible here.
He's allowed to do that. He's Brian Chambers.
He is allowed to do that.
Careful, those wheels.
And then while we get him set up at 9 o'clock, the question on everybody's mind, since it was first posted about 2 months ago,
Sure.
Road to Release. We'll find out what Road to Release means at 9 o'clock. Brian.
Yes.
How you doing, man?
I am good.
Welcome to the live stream.
Thank you.
CitizenCon 2948.
What are you doing here, man?
Just hanging out in Austin.
Just hanging out in Austin?
Yeah.
Actually, I would mean to ask you, do you have any official duties here?
As far as something on the calendar, not at all. I literally am just here to hang out with backers, mingle, answer questions.
Spread your calming energy as far and wide as you can.
And it literally, you would almost think, oh, okay, instead of being on a panel, you're doing this, it's just casual. Since 7:30 this morning, it's just been nonstop chatting with people, shaking hands, hanging out, and the community's been awesome.
Now, I bet, I joke about, do you have any responsibilities? I asked that because last year, CitizenCon was in your hometown. It was in Frankfurt. It was there at your studio. So I think if anybody deserves to just kick back and enjoy a CitizenCon this year, it's you after hosting last year's.
I appreciate you calling that out, because they did reach out to me and they said, hey, do you think you want to do this and this and this? And I was like, and honestly, my honest response was no, but I had a reason. I mean, last year was awesome in Frankfurt, right?
Yeah.
I think the show was amazing. I was on stage all day. Being on stage all day, I didn't get a chance to really see or mingle or meet with anyone, right? So I said, you know what? No. If I could actually not be anywhere on the schedule and just do stuff like this, awesome.
Goodwill Ambassador, Brian
Yes.
Chambers.
Will.
Uh,
Yeah.
No,
Nah.
I'm not going to dignify it with a remark.
Thank you.
All right, so we are expected to start the program in just a couple minutes. We'll be filling time here until we get the little birdie in my ear that tells me we have the 2-minute warning.
What does that sound like, the birdie?
Little birdie, it sounds like Genji. Have you met Genji?
No.
Genji's the guy that's allowing me to be here by taking my place back there this
Okay.
year.
Gotcha.
So since we're getting close to
Yes.
starting, do you want to go and describe in great detail everything we're about to see?
As soon as we're done, absolutely, I'll come back.
Yeah, you've seen the keynote. Just tell us what we're going to see, Brian.
So,
All right, well, if you're not going to tell us about what the keynote, Will, you tell us about Squadron 42. How does Squadron 42 end?
yeah.
Really well. It's such a good ending.
Oh, that one part.
Yeah.
That one part is cool. I know what that part is.
Yeah.
All right. So we are just waiting for word that we're getting ready to start. Oh, we got the word. We got the message 1 minute out.
It wasn't really a bird sound, though.
No, it wasn't. So we are going to wrap up, guys. We are just about to start the show, so sit back, relax, enjoy Chris Roberts and opening keynote like only Chris Roberts can do, and we'll be right back here at the end of everything. So we'll see you again.
No one else has done anything like this before. So there's a question we can ask in an interview, which is, okay, so tell me what you know about building a crowdfunded $200 million game.
We've built a sci-fi world for people to jump into. And Star Citizen is for people who love science fiction, who love video games, who want an uncompromised scale and scope of a game.
As ambitious as we want to be, the gamer guys who we're doing this for are backing us. And so that gives us a really unique opportunity, a very exciting way of making a game and really pushing the boundaries that, most other games can't. It's also a big responsibility. We need to deliver what our backers want.
I personally feel the pressure every single day, but that's also the same pressure that pushes me, as well as the team, to be better every day.
We've been able to go well beyond anything I've ever imagined. And the fact that we're so directly connected to the community and we can see and react to their feedback in real time is incredible fuel for us. It's an energy that most developers don't get to experience.
Most of the stuff that we built last year is already in players' hands. They're playing it, they're giving us feedback. Like this instant feedback loop is actually quite rewarding, especially if you've come out of long development cycles.
It means that we can be more sure that what we're creating is good. It is what they want their money to be spent on. It is the game that they want us to build for them. But the scale of that is what's unique and exciting about working at CIG.
So we have 5 studios around the world. Here in Los Angeles is the headquarters. We have another studio in Austin, Texas. We have our biggest development center, which is in Winslow in the UK, which is just outside Manchester. There's a smaller development studio in Derby. And then we have a studio in Germany, Frankfurt.
It's really important that when people come in to make a game and make games that are immersive and interesting and exciting, that the environment that they're in has that same vibe, has that same feel. So when you come in and you see, in our commissary, the large render of one aspect of our game, and we have even custom bathroom signs with characters from Squadron 42, and we want you to come into work and feel like you're already in the environment. So all you're doing is you're helping us build more of it, and you're helping dive deeper into this world.
Austin is by far the best studio. I know that if you went to every other studio, they might say the same thing, but the first thing you notice when you come into this studio, lights are low. We've definitely got that Keep Austin Weird vibe going.
In this office alone, I believe we have 18 or 19 different nationalities. Each office has a bit of their own core specialty, but we then also have a mix of things that are similar to help fill out the rest of the team so we can all work as autonomously as we need.
All of this then rolls over into next sprint, and we will need to create 2 new tasks for the splints.
We all work together quite a lot. There's rarely a team or meeting that is not across offices.
Okay, so the shots aren't fully locked down. We will have, I think, a better idea of exactly which ones they are at the end of the week.
So you can't run a company the size of Cloud Imperium by micromanaging everyone. So I really look for people that can be on the same creative wavelength, but can run with their particular areas of expertise.
So most of what I do is actually feedback related. So like over here, this is the general Star Citizen chat. And I just always have this here going to see what people are talking about in game.
Right now I'm doing some silhouettes, exploring some shapes, just to get a general idea of what this armor could look like.
So this, for example, is one piece of work we've been looking at. It shows numerous different effects where we can create cracks on the rock, we can make it glow. We have to develop the technology to understand how it would crack, where it would crack, how quickly it would heat up, how long it retains the heat.
Currently, I'm trying to edit the motions of this character's hands.
I mean, a lot of us here in the studio like to play tabletop RPGs because it kind of almost gets you that nonlinear branching adventure, like anything's possible.
I work with cinematics quite closely, especially for the earlier chapters, because that's where we're, there's big cinematics to establish what this game is about.
So one thing that's really important for me is to have people that have clear visions and ownership in what they do, but they're also willing to adapt that to the overall vision of the project.
There's things we're trying to do that no one's ever done before, and I think to do that, you have to be brave, you have to be uncompromising. We're trying to push the quality of our game to the top degree. We're trying to push the quality of game development to the top degree. We're trying to push technology to the top degree.
We're trying to achieve so much. We're pushing boundaries on so many levels.
We don't shy away from the big challenges, and we don't shy away from taking the harder road.
It feels more like a passion project than it does like a product out to make money.
I think the ultimate objective where we all kind of come together is
delivering this game that we all want to play. Star Citizen is just a complete, no-holds-barred simulation of this entire virtual world to a level of fidelity and detail that you've never seen before.
I know where it's going, I know what's coming online, and I know the team we have to pull it off, and that's what keeps me here today.
From day one, the DNA of the company has been about community engagement, and I think that's the fuel that is helping us build a game of the ambition of Star Citizen.
Citizens, please welcome to the stage, Sandy Gardner.
On 500 people, 500 staff across 5 studios. And this is testimony to all of you, the citizens who helped us get here and going forward, and that is what CitizenCon is all about. Raise your hand if you are part of an organization here. Yeah, that would be almost everybody. Because we now have over 50,000 organizations. And we have a new thing this year where we have organization booths. So if you are not part of one, or maybe you're thinking of switching orgs, because it seems everybody here is part of an org already, we have org booths out there, so go check them out. Then the schedule, is it up there? No. Schedule, here we go. So this is the schedule for the day. We have 2 stages. So choose your panels, and we have devs from all of our studios here to do the panels, which should be fun, discussing fun topics. And Big Benny's is here. Yes. So if you want to get some food, go grab that, or there are other food trucks as well. And if you spill on yourself, there is a merch booth for exclusive merch, t-shirts, and other exclusive merch. And of course, thank you to our sponsors. We would not be here without them, and to the gifts that they gave, Intel and Corsair. They make these events possible. And lastly, in the world of Star Citizen, our sponsor this year is Drake Interplanetary, predominantly, as well as other sponsors who all have cool booths to check out, and you guys can check them out, and we're also seeing that on the stream. There's a Drake virtual training facility running, so go try out the FOIP and the VoIP, as well as the new flight model. There's a photo op, if you didn't see that, the life-size dragonfly out the front, a Drake's Serenity Lounge for all the premium ticket holders out the front. There's a mocap area for the winners of the contest, where they're doing an in-game emote, directing the professional actors. And there's also a fun scavenger hunt throughout the day for everybody that Eric will be giving you the questions to. So there's lots to do, but before I go, Drake Interplanetary would like to share something with you.
Or we kill you. I might be either way.
time has come for something new. Something to change the game. When seeking fortunes at the fringes of civilization, you need someone you can trust. In this age of uncertainty, it's time to take back your strength. It's time to release the Kraken. Drake Interplanetary. We got your back.
Please welcome Chris Roberts.
That's actually kind of a hard video to follow, but we're going to try our best. It's a lot of fun. So welcome to Austin. I think we had our very first CitizenCon here back in 2013, so it's great to be back. It's a little larger venue than we were before, and we've got a lot more things on. But it's great to have you all here, and I'm really excited by everything we're going to reveal and show today. So for you guys, we decided we're going to do something very different this CitizenCon than what we've done in the past, because normally what we do is we show some technology we're working on that in the future you guys are going to get to enjoy, or we prototype some gameplay that's going to come in a year or two's time, like we did with in 2017 with Gamescom and CitizenCon. But this year we made a decision quite a while ago to focus on actual gameplay content. Our original goal was to have the mission that we're going to show you now be live on the day. Obviously, OCS and 3.3 is taking a little longer, so, but the mission that we are going to play and show and walk you through is a mission that you'll all be able to play in 3.3 once Lorville and Hurston's in. All the stuff's in there, warts and all. It's not faked, it's actually proper gameplay, it's not scripted. This is a mission that can happen in various different locations and have different parts. And I think it's really cool because it's going to be content you guys are going to be enjoying in the very near future. As soon as we get 3.3 out of PTU and into live, and then we're releasing the Hurston Lorville aspects, so it'll be good. So I'm going to bring Todd Pappy, our live director, to the stage with me. There he is. And also we have Glenn. Where's Glenn? Who you may remember from some of our rituals. And you'll notice he's wearing cowboy boots, just to give, as an Englishman in Texas, he's wearing some cowboy boots. I did tell him that he's put him on the wrong side of his jeans, but anyway.
He's got boot up.
But anyway, so do you want to just say something about what we're going to do here in the like it's one of our missions?
It is one of our missions. Basically, high-level beat is that it will you'll see some of the biomes that we built and on the planet. It will take place on the planet. We're not going to go out in space or anything like that, show off any of the moons. But it is it's real. I mean, that to me is the most exciting part. I think that's one of the reasons why I'm out here.
And I think one of our focuses going forward is focusing on game content in the immediate future, in the current patches, improving the experience, the feel of the game. Even though we're in alpha, or pre-alpha, we're really focusing on play experience now and building that up. And so this is one of the steps towards that.
Especially getting OCS and the core tech out. Right. You know, that allows us to do what we need to do. Okay. So Glenn's booting up real quick, and then we can go.
It's a real mission, that's why. And also one caveat, since you guys know that 3.3's in Evocati, is that it is a 3.3 build, which means potentially, it'll be not unlike a Star Citizen demo, there could be a crash in it. You may also see some wonky behavior from AI specifically, because it's all about multiplayer syncing. These are all things that we're aware of and working, but we are showing you in 3.3, in the current build, with content will be coming with Hurston and Lorville.
And net binding or net?
Yeah, so the only thing that we have off on this is the bind culling. So this does have asynchronous background loading and object container streaming, but we have the bind culling off because that's actually the most unstable element of what's currently in the 3.3 test with the Evocati, because it adds another level of complexity with the multi-threading and the possible issues that can happen and how things get out of sync. So in this, we just have that turned off, which means the performance won't be as good as the Evocati are getting with bind culling in it. But it's okay, and obviously it's only going to get better, and so bear with us if there's a crash. Hopefully there won't be one. We'll see. We're doing it live.
Yeah.
As someone,
actually, yes.
As someone famously said.
This is, this really is the first time.
Something F this, let's do it live. All right.
Almost there.
What's that?
Those two need to go in.
Okay, yeah, all right. Because we're doing this as a multiplayer, so some friends can join us. So we're just waiting for the last two people to join. Yeah. Yeah.
2 and 3. 2 and 3.
Are we good? What's happening with Scott and Glenn?
Yeah.
Do we have to wait for them to be in too?
Yep.
I guess we should have queued this up before, huh?
Yes.
Wasn't that the 15-minute wait thing that we had?
I hope not.
No, but I'm just saying that we said we were doing 15 minutes before.
Yeah. That was a mess.
Okay.
I think they're waiting for just okay. Is it the beard?
It's not a competition.
What?
I know, we have Paul Rendell around the corner here telling Todd something important. All right. Okay, what's happening?
For this one. And once we get that one in.
He's in, he's in. Should we go?
Yeah.
So are we ready to go now?
Yep.
We're good, right? Okay, can we switch to player one, please? There we are. All right, so we are waking up in our hab in Lorville. Hurston's the first planet that is a fully formed planet with a proper landing zone. And the goal is to have what we call the habitation system, the hab system, that will give you persistence. You'll start off in a small apartment, but you can earn money, move your way up, upgrade to bigger, better places, get a penthouse, get real estate on different locations. And a longer term goal with the habs, I think in 3.3, the hab system is going to be not that different than what we have currently in 3.2, except for there will be persistence when you're in the session, so you can go back to your hab and through it. But our long-term plan is you have a dedicated hab that is actually a unique location you can go to, and every player has a different one. And we have a city big enough to be able to sort of handle that,
to support
and the other landing zones, which you will see in a little bit.
And obviously, depending on when you get into that hab might be very close to the city, or you might have to take a train out to your habs.
To your habs, yes, exactly. And you'll sort of see the scale when we get out to the city. So let's wake up, Glenn. We'll get up, lazy. And you had a night last night. Look at that. There's some beer, reading. Yeah, Glenn said, and this will be a personal choice. You can have a messy hab, or a tidy hab. It'll be completely up to you how you want to hold your items. But let's go. I don't know. It's kind of let's get a cup of Joe.
Yep. So this is actually going to be showing off our. This is a more in-depth interaction system and how this can lead to missions, because we want you to pick up things. We want you to interact with the world and be able to look around and hunt for clues and those types of things. Go ahead and get your coffee.
Right, so yeah, we have a cup of coffee. We have the interaction system where we can
inspect it.
Look at all items. So you'll be able to. So it's a far. So in 3.3, you'll be able to look at your weapons, look at objects you pick up, and the long-term goal is pretty much most items in the world will be interactable. You can take them, you can move them, they're persistent. You can store them in your spaceship. You can store them in your hab, and we're also not in 3.3, but we're going to be expanding the player status system. We already have the stamina that happens, and you need oxygen. But we're not going to go full core like survival or hard sim, but you are going to occasionally need to drink some liquids or eat some food.
Or breathe.
Or breathe. And it's really just resource management, not any different than you would have resource management for your ship that needs fuel and power and stuff like that. So we'll have our little cup of Joe in the morning, wake us up. There we go. And so some of the things we have in the hab here are also to play with early in 3.3, but we'll actually have more gameplay and meaning. But here's an example of placing and putting stuff around. So you'll be able, so it's not just like the old system in the hangars where you had to put it on certain spots. You can place items anywhere you want, pick them up from crouching. So there's a lot more interactive ability and tactileness. Oh, no! No! It's never done it there. Yeah. All right, well.
Is that
the GPU crash again? Is it the GPU crash?
GPU?
Let's see what it is. What is it?
debug skeleton post-process. See skeleton post.
Okay, that's a skeleton bounding box going out of. All right, we're gonna have to start. Sorry, I'm gonna start again. We haven't actually ever seen that crash.
No.
Before that
We've seen other ones.
We have a GPU crash that we've been seeing, but we've never seen that one before. So
we need to respin the server and then get the players back in.
Yeah. When's Evo up? That's Evo's code right there. Okay, so let's spin this up. Sorry about that. We could play the Kraken commercial again and do something while we're doing it.
It's worth seeing.
Do we have the Kraken commercial we can play again? Yeah?
Yep.
All right.
Okay.
Let's watch some pretty imagery while we do that. You can never accuse us of not doing things live, though.
Yeah.
Commentary. Can't give you commentary. How long is it been? Okay.
Stop right there. This claim is ours. I'll make this easy for you. Leave now, or we kill you. I'm happy either way.
The time has come for something new. Something to change the game. When seeking fortunes at the fringes of civilization, you need someone you can trust. In this age of uncertainty, it's time to take back your strength. It's time to release the Kraken. Drake Interplanetary. We got your back.
Quite faithful says when he thinks the bounding box is bad. That's right. Crash. It's a deliberate.
Okay. So.
All right. So.
Hold on.
We're almost there.
Yeah.
By the way, I was going to call out before, but you couldn't hear me over the speaker. We have a group in the UK now that sort of works on things like that. And a couple of them are former content creators from you guys that are now started to work for us. So it's very cool to see that progression where people start as content creators out in the community and then come inside and start working for us and start doing really kick-ass work like that. It's great. So that's cool.
I think we're ready.
Won't be so important, but we are going to, which means that glass and pull out. Will be all things game. You can buy bigger places, bigger spaces, more places to store it. But again, on the AI side, we'll see more of it we go on, but it's the early days of the AI going about their lives. There's a lot more that's going to come in. We have this usable system, I think we've talked about in the past, that longer term is what allows the AI to do everything from playing an arcade game to sweeping the floor to having a drink.
Well, even allowing the player to do the same thing.
Yeah, and the player, you can use the same systems and animations. And so we want to build a living, breathing city or locations, because the thing is, in a multiplayer game, if you just rely on the players for the population, the problem is everyone's running around trying to do a mission or earn money, and they're sprinting left and right. So the AI is very important to give locations a sense of life, which is what we're going to be aiming for here. You're going to see more of it. We're going to go down to the base of L19, and when we look back at it, you'll sort of see it's a tall, sort of upside down bracket. Like here's the admin office in the bit of L19, so again, that's where you could drop off or have things delivered. You can sort of see how tall it is up on it, and let's head out.
I think this area holds 100 habs.
Yeah, each building holds 100 habs.
Yeah.
So as more players come online and they would start in Lawville, we would actually have more of these buildings that would be populated. Yeah. So here we are, we're out here. This is looking out at the vista onto Lawville. See a fair amount of security. And
we have the spaceport across the way.
Yeah, Tessa Spaceport is the main spaceport of Lawville that's coming. And can't see if we ship, but there should be ships coming and going, as well as players. So we have ships that are actually coming out of quantum travel in orbit, coming down, landing on the pad or taking off. But I didn't see any one of them. But that's because it's also systemic, so it doesn't always happen on cue because it's not scripted. And here we're just we'll carry on because we're going to show you a little bit of Lawville. And this area is sort of the kind of the L19 worker area of it, right?
And this is about selling the security building and the oppression of Hurston towards its workers.
So Hurston's a corporate planet, and the Hurston Corporation owns and runs it. So as you see a fair amount of security around, they're maybe, I wouldn't say the nicest employer. They want everyone to do their job and not complain, even if they don't get paid a lot and the air quality is really bad. You'll see a fair amount of Hurston security around. They will, stop and do checks on other NPCs, tell you to move on and hurry up. And here we are coming out onto, I think, the main plaza of this particular area. I think we call it Leavesden, right?
Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
So we'll go into the bar.
Yeah, and bar. I've talked about bars long term being locations you would go to get some gossip, find out what's happening, maybe have some slightly shadier missions that you can accept versus the sort of more clean scrubbed ones that you would get on, say, the job boards.
I love that poster.
Yeah, the hammerhead.
So every now and then.
Yeah, and we're in an active city, so we actually have full trains of transit.
Yep. They do.
Hey.
I just went by.
Okay.
You all right?
That's the light flickering.
You want a drink or something? I need a drink.
So this is our early implementation of the bartender, and you can order whiskey or you can order beer. So Glenn is going to do an Irish coffee in kind of a messed up way, not the proper way.
What do you want? Appreciate you. Good choice.
As I said, this is the 3-3 build. There's
still some glitches.
Like
and some wonky gravity.
Fine once we get it.
Yeah.
It doesn't reset the gravity vector until you actually pick it up. So. We got ice cube simulation. There you go. Very important.
Yeah.
And there is only there's only one cube in the whiskey, which is also very important. All right, let's have a drink. Let's have a drink, but not too much.
So again, in the future, when we're talking about the player status, you'll be able to drink too much, stumble around, have those types of wonderful things.
Yeah, maybe you have one drink, you'll have a little bit of courage, you're like a little bit more strength in combat, but too many drink, so you lose your coordination. All right. Hey. We've missed the trains both times. So,
Glenn?
Okay, let's see. All right, we have we got an invite to go see Clovis Darnley in the reclamation and disposal. So this is the mission that is the one that we're going to show. So let's accept that. And we just need to go to reclamation and disposal and go from there.
And this is one of the mission givers on Hurston. One of the multiple ones.
He obviously had a few drinks.
Yeah. So over here, we've got Maria of Heart. This goes back to player status and kind of the idea behind Death of the Spaceman, where when you die, this is where you'll come back. You'll respawn here.
Yeah.
And then also when you get injured and the med pin takes you back to a certain percentage, and then it will fade over time, and then you'll need to actually get fixed up here, whether it's at a hospital or by the Apollo or Endeavor.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the idea is the med pen is a short-term solution that stops bleeding and lets you operate for a little while, but if you don't go and get longer-term fixed up, the bleeding will come back and you'll eventually die. So even with med pens, you still need to go back and get medical help and fix yourself up, just like repairing you're like a ship, you repair yourself. So here we are, reclamation and disposal.
Apologies. The air is especially dreadful today. Still alive, I think. Hello, welcome to Reclamation and Disposal. My name is Clovis Darnley. Wonderful to meet you. What can I do for you on this fine day?
Well, you gave us an invite about work. Let's ask about that.
It's an excellent question. If you're not particularly concerned with shades of morality, I may have a lead on some, well, let's just call it questionable materials in need of forceful collection. The devil's in the details, I believe. Read them well.
Okay, there's a satellite that's fallen from orbit, and it has a prototype blade in it we want to check out. Yeah, let's do it.
Wonderful. Best of luck.
Okay, let's head out to the crash site. We're going to just check the mission, I guess. Yeah, sure we got it. Oh, we're going to do a comm call. All right. We're going to ask one of our friends. Okay, fingers crossed.
Yes, definitely.
Hey, man.
There he is. Oh, hand's a bit weird.
Oh.
How's it going?
Just chilling here in Larville, waiting for the spread bus. I got one of their new ships.
Nice, man. Hey, look, I just got this mission. Apparently I need to go out to some location for some potential salvage. Wonder if you want in?
Yeah, that sounds good. If I'm in the area, I'll definitely join Did
he calibrate, by the way?
You look interested.
Definitely.
All right, man. I'll catch you out there, yeah? Meet up with you.
All right, man. Later.
All right, dude. Juicies.
All right. So we come. Obviously, there's still some kinks in the facial stuff to work out.
Just a little bit.
I'm not sure whether we calibrated correctly. And doesn't Chris have glasses or not?
Chris does have glasses.
Yeah. So, but that is an example of com calls in RTT with the face over IP. Not the best example of the quality that you can get out of it. But we have face over IP that's working right now in the 3.3 OCS branch that the Emacadi.
They can actually play it too.
And and you'll also be able to go and check it out in the LAN room, the Drake LAN room. Okay, so
that's L19. That is, that's the Habs that we were at in the security building.
Behind the security building. And then where's the worker trade stuff?
We're going to head to Tammany and Sons, which is a shop, and we're going to buy some armor. We're going to buy a multi-tool as well, because we'll need that for the mission. So straight ahead, that is to the business district that we'll be working towards for 3-4.
Yeah, don't try to cosplay those little
bags?
cheap plastic bags, breathing apparatus things. It may not end well.
Yeah.
All right, so this is the actual new flight suit that's coming with 3.3. It's the RSI Odyssey. It's very cool. So we're just gonna get it.
Buy the helmet. And then we need to go.
Do we have the suit? I don't have the suit.
Yeah, we have the suit. We need to go get the multi-tool. So think of the multi-tool like your personal utility item that will have different attachments that you can actually use, whether that be cutting or welding or salvaging. Hopefully mining, I can talk them into mining.
Yeah, like small scale mining.
Yes, very small scale mining.
All right. At least put the undersuit on. There we go. You sure we got the thing? It says undersuit empty.
Oh. Yeah, okay then.
Hey, you only did buy the helmet, by the way, just to let you know. Did it not let you be able to buy the RSI suit?
No, I don't think it gave him the right items.
It needs to refresh them. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Write that up as a bug.
Yes.
So just put a little armor on top of the RSI suit.
We'll do the helmet when we fly.
Yeah, you don't need that on Hurston. Even though the air quality is bad, it is breathable. All right. Okay.
So we're going to make our way to the train station. So this is the workers' district, and that's how the workers get taken to the strip mine.
You see the trains going by or not? There you go, look, so you see, so there's actually functioning, I don't know if you saw that, but there's functioning trains in Lowville. We're actually going to get on one of the trains. We just saw one go past. We can go to the metro station now. There you go, see? There's actually a functioning transit system that we're going to head to, which is very cool. And even when you're flying outside, you can see the trains on their tracks going between the different stations.
we have the admin office that we just passed. That's the residencies, and then we've got the security building right here.
Off limits.
So we watch it, we stare at it, we like hang out too long, they tell us to move along. Again, there's still some kinks everyone's working out on that side of stuff. Let's go to the Metro Center to get to the spaceport.
Welcome to Metro Center. Transfers to the perimeter, spaceport, and industry line. Welcome to Metro Center.
So here we can either go to the perimeter line, which will take us to the outskirts, or we can take the spaceport line, which is going to take us into the TISA spaceport. So that's where we need to go to get our ship.
Welcome to Metro Center. Transfers to the perimeter, spaceport.
There's 6 different gates that the player can enter into the city, and plus the spaceport. So it gives you just kind of the idea of the scale of the city.
And all these trains run on a schedule. So actually, if we take a look, we can see above, train arriving in 103 seconds. What about the other track? Look at the other track. Train arriving in, 26, okay. Well,
train's departing.
Train's departing in 26 seconds.
So it just came in.
So we missed it coming in. All right. But yeah, basically the trains come and go. If you actually walk out and go and take the other train. Glenn, do you want to do that? Or just watch it go?
One thing that you will notice is that the transitions between
5, 4,
heliports, or between elevators, as well as this is basically like a fancy transport.
Off it goes.
Let's
go to the other train.
Won't fall out.
So, okay, we got 53 seconds. We're going to do commuter citizen. So if you miss the train, you have to wait for the next one.
I saw somebody that was very excited about that on Reddit. So.
Yeah.
This one's for you.
Yeah. Well, I just wanted to share. I love the fact that there's a running transit system, and you have to catch it right.
And actually, the team worked very, very hard on this, putting this together, and actually building the tracks, building everything that goes into it. The other thing.
Any minute now. Come on, little trainee. There you go. See, in Star Citizen, the trains do run on time.
This one started.
We may crash. Yeah. We may do some other stuff, but our trains definitely run on time.
So the AI in the future will be able to transition between the spaceport and L19. Right now they don't, so it will be a
you'd have a train, people getting on, getting off, sitting down in the seats, just like you would get a normal commuter train. So the usable system, the new usable systems only just come online, and it's one of the reasons why you're not seeing that many of the actions that are going. But this is all physically real. We are traveling in Lawville, and you can see out. You look back, you see the tracks, right? And that's the Hurston Dynamics building, which is 4 kilometers high. Lawville itself is about 24 kilometers in sort of diameter, the main area of it, which is about equivalent to Austin, actually. So Lawville's about Austin size in real world scale. So that's, I think not many games sort of do things at the level of scale that we're doing. So here we are coming into TISA Spaceport. And longer term on the transit system, we're going to have line switching, a lot more options that will be much more like a real, kind of metro system or track. Right now, they sort of run point to point B, but we're going to have them have actual multiple stops that you're going off, multiple hab stops. Anyway, it's fun. So there you are. And whatever the train simulator out there, we're doing a little bit of that too.
Train tracks is a serious and dangerous offense.
Right. There we go. I'm going to head to the spaceport, which would be the
Make sure you
place.
have collected all property when clearing customs.
Have all the relevant information ready for inspection.
All right. So longer term with the law and order system that we're going to be working with, going between places, you know, depending on what you carry, there'll be checkpoints. So you won't be able to necessarily say carry weapons or contraband. And that's kind of what these custom points are. They're not fully operating yet, but that's the longer term goal. Won't be in 3.3, but as the law and order system comes in, that's all going to be part of it. And here we are.
Just for the smugglers, that makes it a little bit more interesting.
Yeah, you got to find a backdoor entrance,
Yeah.
or how to come, or how to hide it. And smuggling is a specific kind of gameplay that we are going to add to what's happening here. So here we're in the main concourse. And you can sort of look out. Yeah, ignore the glitching AI. We have lots of those. There's a few ships on part of that. That's actually, we'll go there later. Saw that. That's the Kraken. You can see the sides of the Kraken because there's got a cutlass on it and a Buccaneer, if you take a look and we zoom in. And it LODs in properly. There you go. So it's not a small ship. I don't know, are there any ships coming and going? Well, I'm on this build. I saw it like this morning. Do we disable the ships coming and going? I don't know what happened.
No.
So in the spaceports you'll come, there'll be sort of hubs. So normally there'll probably be a ship dealer. There is actually a ship dealer on this spaceport, which we'll go and see later on. There'll be different lounges, so like maybe one for the Chairman's Club, one for sort of UE, USO style one, and then we're going to have various guilds that if you become a member, they may have their own sort of lounge in the various spaceports. We're going to go and just retrieve our ship to go on the mission.
The rework.
Yeah, we'll take the new Mustang, which has been reworked.
Your ship has been delivered
Not
to
the
the following
Aurora.
landing pad.
No.
There you are. It's landing pad, hangar 4. So over in that direction, we're going to go back and visit later on, is actually where the ship dealer is, which is a big deal because in 3.3, when Hearst and Lowville are in, you'll be able to buy ships and also rent ships over here. So we'll have ship rental too. You're not going to be able to buy every single ship because we're going to have different ship dealers or places that will specialize, like here's an Origin dealer or whatever. So, and there'll also be used ship dealers. Like we're going to have one on Levski called Teachers, which will be fun. But we'll go visit this later. Let's go to oh, and down here, sorry, Glenn. Yeah, Glenn's reminding me. Long term, you're also going to be able to take like transit, just the same like we have the transit system in the train. Commercial transport to different locations on the planet or off-world. So that would be where that would be down in the spaceport, and we would build that. So as an NPC, you could fly your own ship, or you could take a ship to get there, basically a Starliner. So let's go down to the hangar. And in 3.3 of Lowville and Hurston, we've got 2 hangar types that we've built, which is the large hangar and the extra large, because they will hold every ship. Now, obviously, we're going to be in a large hangar, even though we're in a Mustang. It's too big of a really hangar for a Mustang, but
it sells the scale.
Yeah, you'll get the sense of scale, and either for 3.4 or just after 3.4, the small hangar will come in line. There are small hangar places in the spaceport. It's just we haven't finished the interior of the small hangar out.
This is built out of our common elements. So the idea is that this is how we scale. You know, we build these big elements and then we can bring them down and build smaller elements out of that.
So here's the large hangar, which will fit lots of ships, not just a Mustang.
Yeah.
And again, longer term on the we still have some AI going around, but you know, people will be moving carts. When you land, they'll bring stuff over to your ship. So the long-term goal is to have the AI in the place, give it a sense of life, give it a sense of operation. So you know, they're coming out to refuel your ship, coming out to fix it up, all the rest of the stuff. All right, let's get our helmet on and go for a flight.
Welcome. Your journey begins now. All systems operational.
All right, let's go to comms and ask for permission to land.
We just got him in. He's a little blown out.
Yeah, well, we can't hear him either. But he's like, okay, you got permission to land.
Permission to take off.
Let's say take off, sorry, yeah, not land.
So, Glenn, can you look up or it's good? All the way up?
There you go, our hangar doors are opening. And again, the hangars all here it's all physically correct. So the hangar is in the location, it's coming and going, landing in the hangars. So let's take off.
Launch complete.
You can see it outside. When you're playing.
So we're also introducing a restricted zone.
So you can see the sort of red area, which is like you're not, until you're after a certain height, you can't fly on. Here we are, that's the Kraken that we were looking out on.
Over there, right there is
L19,
where you
right?
spawned.
Yeah.
So this gives you a good sense of scale.
And I don't know if we can see, but you should see trains run on the tracks, depending, I think there's tracks to the left there, I can't.
Depending on timing.
Timing, yeah. I'm just going to get up to appropriate height. And obviously, if you can see, Lorville's made quite a lot of progress from last year when we showed it in the ArtCorp demo at CitizenCon. So we spent a fair amount of time building it out and also building it in a way that will be performant for a city of this sort of scale.
I think Ian increased the size of the building quite a lot too.
Yeah, but you get a sense of just how big the main Hurston building is. And in the goal is in 3.4 or just after it, this opens up as a whole separate area that you take a train to go visit in. Flying out into Hurston. So I think we've got a mission marker, don't we, I think?
In first person you do.
Yeah.
So Hurston's actually built out of 6 biomes. We've got desert, savanna, acidic, strip mines, trash, and polluted coast. So here you'll see the polluted coast. If Glenn flew down towards the ocean.
Yeah, and Hurston is, I believe, about 2,000 kilometers in diameter. So it's about Earth size based on our ratio. So we're doing 1/6 for the main planets, and that's mostly just for traversal reasons, because you'll see, it already takes quite a while to fly, not even that far of a distance. And with the old flight model, we had some of it, but the new flight model even more enforces it. So when you're down in atmosphere, the thicker it is, the harder it is for you to go fast. When you get higher up, you'll be able to go faster. So yeah, we figured 1/6 of the size is still way bigger than anyone else is doing on planets, like 1-1, but it's a nice balance between having the size and the scale and allowing you to traverse it in reasonable times. So I think that's sort of acid, the acidic area, and then there's sort of polluted coast here, and we're heading towards the place we've been told for the mission. And this particular mission, I believe, can spawn in multiple locations.
Yes,
This
it will be.
destination around Hurston.
Yeah.
And so...
And also have multiple branches to it.
And can be multi-part or not multi-part, have different sizes of stuff. So... I'm expecting all you guys, once you get hold of Hurston, there'll be lots of pretty screenshots and cool community video of that is better than we manage to do normally, so that's pretty awesome. That's actually one of the nicest things every time we do a new release is seeing all the content that you guys generate.
I want to see a 25 on 25 fight.
Yeah.
Here.
So we're sort of hitting the sort of savanna-style territory. There's a couple of biomes in Hurston that aren't in this one, but there'll be a planetary bombardment kind of biome. So like Hurston uses, 100%. They make weapons and they use the planet for testing. So that would be sort of this cratered area that they're testing their orbital devices. And then there's going to be the executive gardens, which will be really sort of plush, for the 1% of Hurston that they've got their, walled gardens, and it's not polluted, and it's, set separately from hoi polloi, not the hoi polloi. I always get correct on that because hoi is the. But anyway, right. So let's head towards our destination. How far out are we? Let's see. What distance do we scan at?
Closer. Oh.
Glenn's showboating. And we have in the new flight model, which I believe is going to be a talk right after this. Actually, it may be. Or
no,
maybe is it the one? Is it after this or one session after this?
I think it's one session.
So the new one has a lot more accurate on the atmospheric modeling. It's modeling drag and lift correctly, and so the different sizes of atmosphere. It won't be in 3.3, but our goal is to get the new model into 3.4. But it's gonna change a lot of things. Probably takes some getting used to, but there's definitely a different feeling performance down on planets than there is up in space, which is really good. And also it depends on the ship. So like a ship that has more atmospheric ability, like a Gladius or something, flies a lot better and can turn much tighter in atmosphere than say an Aurora, which is basically a flying brick. So it's pretty, it's very cool. And if you feel it, I don't know in our land room if we're actually showing the atmospheric, we're letting people play with the atmospheric flight there, but it definitely feels different than when you're in space, which is something I think a lot of people wanted to see, and we now have with the new one. So
the goal for scanning, obviously, is to 100%. Give you a general area that you need to go and scan in. You need to ping. And then from there, it's about hunting and finding what you need to actually do. So we found it, because Glenn knows where to go.
Well, we went to the general mission marker and then we scanned it.
Yes, but you saw it.
And the scanning, gameplay is an ongoing thing. So we have quite a lot of more stuff to come in terms of scanning locations, ships. I mean, there's already some of it for mining and there's already a bit of it for the ships, but in terms of what ships have, what the cargo, whether you can have things to block the scans, figuring out what resource amounts are in distant areas.
And that's what we would consider kind of short-range, mid-range scanning. Long-range scanning would be a different aspect, and that is more about exploration.
Okay, so here's the down satellite that we're just sort of going over the top, and we probably should find a location to land. Get a little. All right. come around the side. All right, we are down on the ground. Let's go check this thing. Make sure we have a few weapons just in case. And pistol, ammo. Right. Oh, well, okay, let's do it.
So this is a Savannah. Very different biome from what you guys saw before and what you've seen in our game.
Yeah, and this is early days on this. We've still got a lot more stuff to do on our planet tech. Obviously, longer term, we're going to have animal, like fauna, animals, creatures.
Yep.
So there'll be natural wildlife depending on the place. There's going to be weather systems, so dynamic weather, you know, rain, snow, all the rest of it. And I'm actually looking forward to when we can have a real dense sort of jungle planet. I mean, Hurston's sort of been polluted, so the most you get is either this sort of kind of sparse savanna, or you're going to get the executive gardens. But the tech that the Frankfurt guys and Marco Cabeda, who's been heading it up, is pretty awesome because this thing covers the whole planet, and when you get down, you're right in the middle of it, and it's really, really cool. And we're constantly working to improve it, so it's already a level above what we showed a year ago, and it's, you know, it's great. It's going to be even better as you carry on. So, and here we go. In the current game, the fire doesn't damage you, but longer term, the fire will damage you. It'll be part of the player status system. We're going to measure the temperature and the heat. So over a certain amount, you start to get damaged. And also, if you're in a tight area, we will actually have the fire entity itself be sucking oxygen out of the air. So like if there was a fire aboard one of your ships, if you don't put it out, it's pulling the oxygen out of the air, which would work with our player status system, which is all the systemic stuff that we want to get into the game. So it's one big sandbox to just live and exist in, and the things that you think would happen as they would in real life do.
And it's not just fire, it'd be acid or radiation or other different hazard types that we can actually think of and use.
All right, let's go. Top. So we're sort of using, I mean, we've had mantling for a bit. There's a bit more mantling that's going on. Again, all our player sort of locomotion, movement stuff, you know, stage one, we're working on it, but yeah, you'll be able to, you know, mantle, vault, slide, basically do a lot of these sort of parkour style actions and have full locomotion and interactivity with the environment. Again, because we want it to be sort of a tactile, exploratory game feel to it. So, what's happened with the? Is it me, or is there's something blown out on
the lights?
Effects, yeah. Okay, let's try to make this jump. It's like old school platform game here. All right, are we gonna do it, Glenn? All right, we're gonna good run up. Here we go. Oh! Glenn! All right. Okay, back up again. Like I said, it's like an old school platform game. right. Just do it all first person. No. One. We're actually ducked and crouched in there, I think. So we're actually ducked as we're going under it. First person. Okay. And we mantle up the last thing. All right. Back here. Let's try it again.
Settle down.
Glenn.
Heal yourself.
Yeah, you better get that med pen. Do we get any?
Did you die? Oh. Can you do go-to? Yeah.
What's that?
Go-to?
Yeah, okay. All right, we're going to cheat. We're going to use a developer go-to so we don't have to have you guys go through the whole thing. Yeah, we are going to teleport. Okay, we did say it was real gameplay and live. There you go. So, I think next time you fall, you should probably med pen before you take the next jump. All right, one more time. Glenn made that jump every single.
Yes.
I mean, I didn't see you miss that jump until now.
Twice. You got it.
All right.
So again, you're looking for a prototype blade. And this goes to the tactileness that we want. Is that the right one?
So it's
Nope.
TDC 470. No,
Nope.
we needed a TDC prototype XX. All right. So we can just drop that. Exactly. Check this one out. No, it's the same one. So the prototype one does not appear to be there.
There you go.
So someone's probably gotten here first and taken the prototype. So what we need to do is figure out, and this is an example of a multi-part mission, right? So
yes.
This mission could have ended here and you had the prototype as one of the things, or it could carry on and someone's taken it. In this case, someone has taken it. So we've got to find out where the prototype is. Yeah. We don't have impaling just yet.
Yeah.
I don't think I have the physics question. So if we go in here, and this is an example of, another thing you could do or a puzzle is the satellite shut down, but if we maybe get our multi-2 out and perhaps cut away those restraints there. Get rid of that. Cut those. Falls off. And there'll be things in the game that will let you read what you can use it for on. Reset it, and hopefully it will allow us to track where the prototype is. Okay, we restarted Satellite's internal system, and there's a prototype somewhere, so let's go find it. Is there any music played in any of this? I haven't heard any music. Is there music? No, this thing is.
I think it's mostly in this one. There's some.
Oh, hang on. Shit, alright, well I guess we don't have our ride. This isn't looking good. There's a cutlass.
Hey Chris, if you're out there, I may need some
There's
help.
someone else, and this would be an example of someone else getting the same
Mission.
mission to come and get there. They've saw our ship, and they've decided to take it out and then try to go for the prototype.
And I believe you just called your friend?
Are you doing the reveal or not? It's happening on the camera.
Player 6 just crashed.
Cut on player 1. What is that?
Ian, can you cut to camera 2? Chris, can you go? Chris, go third person.
Okay. So, this is our friend that we just called. He's showing up. Let's show the tail side gunner as well, I guess. Cut to camera 3. There we go. So this is the Anvil Valkyrie, and it is the first
camera 2.
First straight to flyable ship that we've done. So it's a Anvil drop ship, and it's going to feature also in Squadron 42, and this will launch with 3.3.
Take out 5, take out 4.
Yeah, let's get rid of the bad guys.
Take out the bad guys.
Camera 1, Glenn, where are you? Let's see where you're going. Where are the bad guys?
Okay. Glenn is DCing it.
There we go. That's a sync issue. Oh, we lost the... He's out, right? I can see him on camera 2.
Yeah.
Okay,
there we go.
Done. We're still having some sync issues in the multiplayer. All right, I think we killed all the bad guys. Yes, we have. All right, let's bring it down. Oh, not yet. Oh yeah, it's a big rock. Let's avoid that one. There we go. Okay. All right, stop, buddy. All right, thank you very much, hey? Should we do a little talkie? You guys got the VoIP on or not? You got the VoIP on? I was wondering if you'd said something to each other.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, how's it going?
Yeah, let's walk up to him and see if he's...
Thanks for the help, man.
You're very welcome. No problem.
Okay, let's close it. All right, so this is the Anvil Valkyrie. It is, like I said, Anvil's dropship. Both sides, there's side guns you can deploy. Remote turrets. It's a bit risky. We still have the desync on the ladder, right?
Yeah.
Do that. So
we can take a tour of the bottom.
Well, yeah. Let's just look around the bottom, Glenn, and then I think we're heading to where the prototype blade is.
Go through the doors.
Here's the bottom. You can go up there to where the flight area is. I think if we open up here, it will take us to. It's kind of dark. There you go. Open door. There you go. Whee. And this is where the crew can sit. This will carry like 20 folks. I think this is probably to the turret in the front, right? Yeah.
So the down turret?
The down turret in the front.
Or the bottom turret. And then
sleeping quarters upstairs. But if we go back, we've got, rather than us make a mess of the specs, Anvil have a little video that they kindly provided for us to tell us about the Anvil Valkyrie. So let's let Anvil help us out.
Ask any soldier. They'll tell you that battles aren't won or lost based on weapons or numbers or even hardware. They're won on choices. For over a century, our ships have distinguished themselves in thousands of civilian and military combat operations. We are proud to announce another weapon in the arsenal of victory. Get ready for the next generation of warfare with Anvil's Valkyrie dropship. This multi-role weapon platform is designed to get personnel in and out of the hottest combat zones. Featuring 4 powerful rotating thrusters with VTOL capabilities, the Valkyrie is capable of landing with surgical precision to deploy assets. Fitted with a vehicle bay and ramp, you can also efficiently launch ground-based troop transports or reconnaissance vehicles in the field. Each high-performance operator seat features rugged construction with added support to minimize G-force for up to 20 personnel, making sure that your fighting force arrives on site ready to jump into the fray. And don't think for a second that the Valkyrie can't hold its own in a fight. 2 remote turrets featuring size 3 hardpoints can provide suppressing fire during deployment. 2 additional manned turrets provide even more devastating fire to blur the line between dropship and gunship. In the days of antiquity, the Valkyrie were believed to choose which warriors may die in battle and which may live. With Anvil's Valkyrie, we put that choice in your hands.
Okay, let's. How are we doing in terms of getting to the location we need to get to?
Player 2's flying there right now.
Right. Yeah, I can't. The contrast, the resolution is around that. So we want to look out the side there, Glenn, maybe.
Well, you can see the remote gunner from player 6 as well.
Okay, sure. There we go. So yeah, let's switch to player 6.
Can you turn to the right, Daryl? There you go.
And go to the, I guess, to the left, to the front.
Yep.
So it's a full 180 degrees, I guess, full level down. So yeah, there's 2 remote gunner seats that command the side guns, remote guns, Gatling guns, and then there's a turret gunner on the top and a turret gunner on the bottom, and obviously a pilot, and then whatever the crew that you bring. So. Someone wants to shoot it? Why not?
Distance.
Well, you want more than one shot? Come on. Hey, bullets cost money. You have to restock your ammo, man. Well, you never know when you may need it, you know what I'm saying? Does this side gunner thing work, by the way? I think it does. This is something you don't get the thing out of
some pictures.
I mean, Glenn can try it and then we got switch it.
Yeah.
Glenn, can you go the side gunner turret? No, don't. Keep on the, you go on the side gunner turret. And then, yeah, see if it can work. It's apparently extremities.
We're almost there.
We're almost there. Okay. All right. So we're heading to where the prototype thing is. And hang on.
No, camera 6.
Back to camera 6, please. So there's some pretty hardcore AA here.
Why don't player 1 and player 3 have a little fun?
Yeah. Okay. This is I guess, the military, the version of the temporal cyclone, which is also going live with 3.3.
Yep.
So we have this, the racing version, I think the missile version. Do we? I can't remember what that's
I think all versions of them are
going. All right. We got rid of...
I think we got rid of all of them.
All the AA? All right,
yep.
So...
Oh. We did improve the rocks. You don't run over every single one of them now.
Yeah, that's one of the AA turrets. That's another AA turret we took out. And again, this will be another optional continuation of the mission. So another type of missions that we have in 3.3 on Lawville or Hurston, actually more Hurston, is underground facilities. So this is the very first example of underground systems. So we're going to have underground facilities, caves, other kind of things. And this particular one, this happens to be a kind of, I don't know, waste storage.
I think it was used for refining. And,
right?
Well, we'll go check it out.
So let's go down.
You guys are too good a shot. You left nothing for us.
What's that? What do you say? Too good a shot. Oh, yeah. All right, well, let's go in, down to the facility. So Glenn and Scott are going to go down. Look over at Scott. We're going to go to team in to try and get the prototype. Cut to player 2.
Player 3.
Player 3, sorry. Battery. There you are, you can...
Don't let the bastard
He
escape.
scratched up his helmet.
Damn it.
Play one
We
first.
need some more.
Okay, so here's the other part of the mission is FPS AI mission. So this is cooperative gameplay against FPS AI. Currently, I think in 3.3 you have missions that spawn at Korea,
Yep.
and then we're going to have missions that are spawning around Kirsten, like this underground one.
So this is our first pass on it. You guys have been working very hard on getting all the behaviors working properly. Hit reactions.
Oh, I saw one more guy. Oh.
Can we cut to Scott?
I shoot, man.
You too.
And again, diegetic VoIP and VoIP will be there. So when you're there, you can talk to when you've got people in your team, you'll be able to talk to them. So, and it'll all be automatic based on who you make friends and everything. So in this particular case, you wouldn't need to be linked up in Discord or TeamSpeak or anything. As long as you're in the team, you're all there. It'll be like operating in a real world fire group. So I think here is where the TDC is. I swear that was so worth it before. It's so annoying that it changes. All right, prototype TDC XX. Okay, and we've recovered the blade now. So this is the second part of the two-part mission, and now we've got to take this back to our drop point in Lawville.
Yes, to get paid.
To get paid.
So now the question is, did you get everybody?
Nope.
So one of the things that we've been working on is kind of the knockdown system, staggers, those types of things. We need to do some internal play tests a little bit more, but ideally we roll that out soon.
Should you not be standing still?
This one.
I thought it gets kicked out for a while. Respawn, those are all spawned at the beginning, respawn some afterwards. Like in this mission, I wonder if we spawn some after you get it again. Come back.
Chris is giving me notes for me to fix on the mission.
Alright. Just saying, wouldn't it be cool if a few other people popped out on your way back up?
We will add reinforcements.
So glad they fixed the popping.
Follow the sun, Glenn. Don't stare at it too long, but.
All right, let's head back to Lawville.
Is this a special color?
Oh yes, so we would say that the Valkyrie that's been flown here is a special CitizenCon edition. That's if you get the Valkyrie during CitizenCon or within this week, I think you get to have this color as opposed to the standard. We have a digital gray camo, and those are two options. There's a military version, but that's just as much fun.
Roger that.
All right.
So we're going to head back to Gate 2 and basically show you guys a little bit. Hey, Chris, can you gain some altitude and let's get there?
The side guns, I guess, just don't work.
I don't know if those are roads. I'll ask Ian.
No, there are. In these, there's built in. Those are the. That's the strip mining biome. They've got the roads that they did the strip mining in.
Okay.
But there is a road system that is in for the procedural planet setup that we aren't using just yet. It just sort of came online, so we're going to start to carve roads. The same system will be used for rivers and other things down the road.
Smile, Scott. How's it going? Gonna be a right on the drop off here in a month for you guys.
Can we do a shot of player 6? Player 6, please. That was a good looking ship. So as we get closer to the city, this is a no-fly zone. And this is our early implementation of no-fly zones. Eventually we will have paths that you will need to stick on. You will need to follow. So very similar to what you get with real-world airports. You just won't be able to fly anywhere and everywhere over the city under a certain altitude.
Flat low. Now we can, yeah, okay. Oh, you can see the piping there.
Can we do we'll get to player 6.
Alright, our drop-off point is right by gate 2, so rather than fly all the way in and then take a train out to the perimeter, we're going to land out here because we can't go in closer because of the no-fly zone, and then drive to gate 2 and get to sort of check out the outside of Lawville as well.
Guys are good to go. Thanks for the ride, man.
Again, that was us using the VoIP situational for the team. cut to player 3.
Player 3.
No, we are on player 3 now.
Oh,
He changed.
sorry.
He was in his third person view.
Scott.
Scott.
There you go.
Back to player 1. So again, this sort of gives you an idea of the perimeter and the scale of the city.
Yep.
That was fun, man. Have a good one.
Yeah, thanks, buddy. I'll meet you in the bar later, yeah?
Meet you there.
So now you have to find your way through.
Yeah, on the outskirts of Lawville, you know, we're gonna, in different areas, this is a little example of a bit of a shanty town. So these are people that have been pushed out of the inner city, but people still hang on the outside gates, sell their wares to people coming and going from Lawville. Yeah, you can appreciate the size and the scale of Lawville. So we're now down on the foot. You can sort of look up, if you look up, Glenn. It's pretty big, and this is what you fly in and out of. I mean, I think one of the nice things with Star Citizen is just the sense of scale that you get, but also the sense of detail when you're down there on foot. So it's all the, you know, you can see things, you can interact with them in your hand. You know, we've got millimeter precision for that, but we've got scale that goes to billions of kilometers. Right. Just put these through here, we should be okay. We're not getting custom interviewed, but longer term, again, we're saying the law and order system, scanning,
Keep it going, people.
You try and sneak through things, maybe a scan sets off something, you
Get taken to
interview
customs.
room. Yeah, and here's the use of the sort of Dropbox stuff that we're putting into 3.3, so as well as admins that you can pick up and drop things from. This is also allowing you to drop off stuff, so this is sort of a drop that we're going to do, which is to complete our mission.
Clovis doesn't like to get his hands dirty.
Yeah, exactly.
The use of weapons within
Deniability. So we just place it.
paramount to us.
That done. Now, the mission is.
You were subject to all person laws and can
There you
be
go.
prosecuted for violations.
Yeah, deliver the cargo. We're done. So now we're going to catch the metro. Hopefully, the metro line from the perimeter doesn't run as frequently as
No,
they are.
no. Anybody from Europe will understand that.
So let's get up there and see what's happening.
I think we got a little bit of a wait.
Person security reserves the right to search
There's
travelers.
a train. Run, 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 run. Get in it. 7. Oh, yes.
You made up for your 2 jumps, buddy.
It's literally a 5-minute wait on the perimeter. So that was good, because we're running behind schedule anyway, so.
So a lot of painstaking work went into making this real.
Yeah, when the transit system's fully working and we've got the persistent hubs, this would be the way you would get to your location, just like in the real world. So there would be different stops for different sections.
And right now, this is only running from gate 2 to gate 1. Eventually, we'll do kind of package things together. So like gate 1, gate 2, gate 3 to spaceport or to the main center.
Yeah, and the transit system will probably be used in most of our landing locations and the advanced ones to take you to different areas of interest. You know, from the spaceport to the central physics district to the habitation areas to the dark, seedy favela area or whatever, depending on the locations we have.
And I think this thing's moving at about 200 kilometers an hour, so about 120. 120 miles an hour.
Space bullet train.
Yes. It's moving. I mean, it's got to cover, 12 kilometers.
We're almost there. Okay. All right. So now we're in the L19 area, aren't we?
Yeah, we're in the L19.
L19, so we're just going to hop the train. We're going to hop the train to the spaceport and check out the ship dealer.
Welcome to Metro Center. Transfers to the perimeter, spaceport, and industry lines.
Our friends on the perimeter there. As I said, commuter citizen.
When train is approaching.
Arriving 42. What's the other one?
Be considerate to your fellow travelers. Do not block doors.
That'll be the other one we're going to do then.
Yeah.
It's,
So eventually, what we want to do is basically, Glenn, can you look at the map real quick? Behind you. There you go. So be able to show trains in transit, just so you understand where you're going, how to get there, and where it's at.
Okay. 10, 9, 8, 7.
Step away from the platform edge when train is approaching.
Right. How long is it? It's like a 15 second?
It's a 30-second wait.
It is?
Yep.
Trespassing or attempting to trespass on train tracks.
If it was 30, then, or if it was 20, we wouldn't have made the last one.
Really?
Yeah.
That was sprinting.
Security reserves the right to search travelers at any time.
So ideally we get a ship for you. Since
yes.
Since
After all that, we should buy a ship, I think.
Trespassing or attempting to trespass is a serious and dangerous offense.
Right, we got 6 minutes then before the next session's up.
Gotta move it, bud. Yeah, don't break your legs. Yeah.
Use of weapons within Lorville is strictly prohibited. Your safety is paramount to us.
All right, let's head into New Deal. So in 3.3, once Hurston Lorville in, you'll be able to rent ships and also buy ships. Renting ships obviously will be more economical in the short term because ships themselves.
Well, it lets you try them out.
Yeah, lets them try them out, and they also cost money. So it's an opportunity to rent something, to use it, figure it out. So here's the New Deal. A couple of obviously ships that are coming in 3.3. There's the Phoenix, sitting right there, the new Mustang. And of course, to the right is, it's just a pretty looking ship. Yeah, the Hammerhead.
The big boy.
Again, another ship that's coming with 3.3. I think the Avocati just started to play with it and have fun. It's probably a bit out of our price range. Yeah, it's definitely out of our price range. We don't have that much money. So let's go in and get something that's a little cheaper for us.
Yeah.
I don't know how much. I think Mustang, maybe 100,000 or something. I'd have to look. This is our first pass at. We're still working on the economy. There's a whole matrix in terms of how much material things got, the manufacturing quality, the brand. It's the same for items. So we have a matrix that's done to work with the dynamic economy on ships and on items. Obviously, there's still going to be.
Hello and welcome to the New Deal shipyard, where there ain't no such thing as too low of a deal.
He just went in
Take a
last
look around
night.
and just breathe it in.
Yeah.
You know, it's
Little work
the lighting's
still.
on. So yeah, like I don't know how much. Let's. Okay,
600.
Which is the Aurora? 220,000. I don't know. The 85X is that much more expensive. But we can get a prospector maybe.
Glenn's been wanting to buy.
Yeah. All right. There we go. And we have a prospector we can now fly. And there we go. That is the end of the mission demo. So we've done a mission in Lorville / Hurston that is going to be in 3.3 once that comes online. We've shown you the various parts of the gameplay, including the FPS aspect that you can do against the environment, multi-part missions, the various biomes of Hurston, the transit system, the enhanced interaction system, being able to buy or rent ships. We didn't show renting, but that's also be part of this. And they will all be stuff that will come with 3.3 that you guys will play once Hurston and Lorville will be on site. So thank you very much for seeing this. We've been working really hard. There's still a bunch more work to be done to get the glitches and bugs out, which you all got to experience a bit of. But we're really kind of excited by the beginnings and the possibilities of what it's going to provide. And I think the rest of the day, we've got a whole bunch of panels that are talking about various things that we've done, including how we built Hurston, some of the technology we've used, some of the other graphics technology we've been working on, the new flight model, which won't be in 3.3, but it'll be coming in 3.4 onwards, which we're also pretty excited by. So I would say go and visit the panels. The audio guys have got some really great presentations on their stuff. Character guys have got great stuff. Tony has a design session that he's going to sit in and expound on, so that will also be really interesting. So have a great day, and I'm going to see you at the end of it to sit down and recap it and have a little talk with you guys. So I will see you later. All right? Yeah. Thank you.
Standing in front of the most important booth of CitizenCon 2948. It's the most important booth because like, what's happening here?
Because I'm here?
Yes, of course.
Is that why it's most important?
No. It's because the booth is sponsored by Drake, and Drake is the sponsor of CitizenCon.
They are?
Yeah.
You gonna show them?
We're gonna show them. Well, we're gonna try and make our way in here.
All right, fine, go ahead, do it.
Oh my God. All right, look, guys. This is going to be something very special because no one has seen this yet, right? Oh my God, we got a big model of the Kraken. I hope you guys already saw the trailer, and I hope you liked it. Here's a schematic of the Kraken. You can see the landing platforms, the small ones. You can see the big ones as well. And let's see what else we got. Let's walk in here. Oh, it looks like there's a Kraken sales representative. Not too bad. How's it going? Pretty good. Oh, can I get that mic? Hey, how's it going?
It's going pretty good. How are you?
What is Drake doing at the CitizenCon here?
Well, Drake is showing off its first ever capital ship, which is the Kraken, a mobile strike carrier. Builds on the famous Drake formula of versatility. So it can be a ship carrier, it can be a combat vessel, whatever you want it to be.
What does the Kraken what makes the Kraken so special?
Well, one, its versatility, but also it's got 8 docks. You can land Buccaneers on it. You can land all kinds of different ships. It's got different modules as well. And on top of that, it's the only ship that is available to the mass market. You just can't find anything like this.
How many of those turrets are on there? Do you know?
There's 4. 4. Yeah, and those are they're intense.
I'm game. I will get one.
Well, good.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
Oh, wait, you're handing out some swag here as well?
Yeah. So we got a fan here for those who are, kind of in the know with the whole fan controversy on the ship. That's a little fun, and we also got some 5% off Buccaneers here coupon.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
So if you're at CitizenCon, step by the Drake booth, get the swag, get the fan. What is it about the fan, by the way? What is it?
The fan?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. They used to have a fan on the cockpit of one of the ships, and then they removed it. Apparently, it was a very controversial move.
Yeah, but everyone liked the fan.
Everyone liked the fan, so we thought we'd bring the fan back.
All right. Yo,
a fan for our fans.
A fan for a fan.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Cheers. Let's have a look at that Kraken model. All right. As you can see, we do have a big Kraken model built, and let me see if I can find the guys who built the thing. Please come on over here. Oh. So we got Carls from GeForce Fabrication here.
Hiya, nice to see you all.
How's it doing?
Yeah, not too bad.
All
It's been really cool to actually see her come to life over the last couple of months.
Yeah.
Been awesome to work on her. Really cool.
How long did it take to build that model?
Between her and the Dragonfly downstairs, we did the pair of them in 2.5 months. And that includes shipping them out to the US from Scotland.
Talking about the Dragonfly, there's a couple of Dragonflies on it thing.
There are. I think it gives you a real sense of the scale of it to know that actually the Dragonfly downstairs that's 3/4 size compared to those ones that are actually that sort. It's nuts. It's a beautiful, beautiful ship. It's huge.
And you even got the Star Kitten version of the Dragonfly in there.
We do, and there's a tiny little storage crate over the other side that's done in the same branding.
Oh, we're gonna have a look when we're wandering around.
So yeah, nice.
And
cool.
the Cutlass for scale as well.
Yes, totally. There's obviously a buck on the flight deck at the top, and the same in the cargo bay down the bottom being repaired.
Yeah. And how big is that thing?
She is 3.8 meters long from end to end. It's a bit of a nightmare in terms of shipping, in that shipping from Scotland to over here, crates have to be 2.4 meters or smaller. So yeah, it was an interesting challenge trying to actually get a split between the two and kind of working out where that natural brake line is. But yeah, no, really pleased with her.
And about the size of the model compared to the size as it will be in game?
It's 25 meters in real life. So yeah, it's 172 scale. It's a typical modeling scale. So it kind of 28 mil tall, the little people that are on deck. So it just kind of gives you that sense of how big she actually is. So
very well done. It's a great model. Thank you so much.
No, that's cool. We've had a fantastic team work with us. First time we've ever done sort of 3D printing, and yeah, all of the guys that have worked with us have come from within the community. So that's been really nice. So yeah.
That's amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you for the interview.
No worries.
All right. Hey. How's it going? Can I give you the microphone? And
yeah.
All right. Thank you very much. So you just saw the Kraken reveal?
Oh yeah.
What do you think of the trailer?
Okay, so I'm definitely gonna have to be wiping my wallet for this. Everyone always wants a carrier. I feel like this is the first carrier actually made for civilians. Obviously, Drake has a massive history of catering to civilians. Civilians are always asking for something to carry other ships around. I was hoping, as you can see, I've got the Kraken logo down here, and looks like Drake finally came through for us. We've actually got something for the civilians. Finally, military UE can rest a bit easy. People trying to buy those surplus Idrises, and finally we've got this thing right here.
So you've kind of been waiting for a ship like this for a long time now.
Like, we heard originally, it'd be like a strip mall, essentially. It'd be like some sort of, Banu merchantman just for humans. Now we've actually got something to call our own. We actually have the carrier people have been asking for years. So Idris can step aside, Javelin can step aside, Drake's actually back in town, and I feel like they came through.
I mean, it's kind of obvious. You as a Drake fan would say that, right?
You could say I might be a little bit of a Drake fan. I mean, you might be able to call me biased, but I think that bias is probably rooted in actual fact now.
What do you like most about Drake?
The reliability. Really, it's something cheap. It's something reliable. It's something that is going to work on a budget. I mean, they got their start trying to actually compete in the Volksfighter program back in 2845. Wildcat actually beat them to that, but the thing about it is, we got the Cutlass out of it. No one remembers the Wildcat. Cutlass is the thing that came through, the AS-1, led to the incorporation, and they've been in business ever since. They help out, the little man, they help out everybody. It's not fancy, but it gets the job done. And at the end of the day, that's what I'm looking for in a ship.
Did you have a chance to check out the model already?
No, I'm actually about to do that.
All right, then, just go ahead and check it out, and thank you very much for the interview.
Appreciate it, thank you.
Cheers, thank you. So, hey, how are you doing?
Hi, hello, how you doing?
My name is Ulf, nice to meet you.
All right, my name is Joe.
Nice to meet you.
All right.
So, what do you think about the Kraken? We just revealed it. Did you expect it? Probably
My goodness, heck no, I didn't expect it. But, I mean, not really, not like this. This is an incredible feat of engineering, put it to you that way. Aside from just everything, just the way it's built, everything that, just how it's designed and the functionality of it just looks incredible. I'm really impressed with it.
And how did you like the trailer?
Man, the trailer was, can I say it, kick-ass? Yeah, it was kick-ass. The trailer was good. Between that and the other one, the Valkyrie, both of those were freaking phenomenal.
Right. And what are you looking forward to the most at CitizenCon? What were your expectations?
It's already gone beyond my expectations. This is my first CitizenCon.
Okay.
So yes, this is the first one for me, and from everything that I heard from everybody, it just sounds like this is like the biggest, most incredible one to date. So I'm really majorly impressed.
All right.
So.
And the model itself?
The model just looks incredible. The model looks really good. Really good.
Right. Sorry to interrupt.
No problem.
Did you know that there's a Serenity Lounge?
I did not.
Yeah, check it out. Come on.
All right.
Hey.
We're going to go to the Serenity Lounge.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you all.
Cheers.
Yeah, it's right back here.
Cool.
Excuse me, sir.
What is happening? But I got one of those.
No, I understand.
Oh, no. Tyler, come back. Well, I guess we're not going to get into the Serenity Lounge, so we are giving it back to Jared. Thank you very much.
Good job, Wolf. Now the Drake Serenity Lounge is for our VIP and concierge and what's the other? Legatus? Is that what the other one's called? I'm not a Legatus. I don't remember. Is it called Legatus?
Yeah, that is correct.
Yeah,
Legatus.
it's for the people that are far fancier than Ulfra.
Named after the highest rank in the Navy.
Nice.
Can't go higher than Legatus.
So yeah, welcome back to CitizenCon 2948. We have just completed our opening keynote address. So I'm here with lead writer Will Weisbaum. We are joined by director of narrative or narrative director, Mr. Dave Haddock. How you doing, man?
Hey, good. How you guys doing?
Good. Now you guys worked on that demo for. I mean, let's talk a little bit about the playthrough process, the demonstration process. When does that start coming together?
I mean, it's sort of been in a work in progress for, several months now.
I mean, really, when Chris came out and said that he wanted to make sure that it was something playable that was going to be in 3.3, it was about like combing through what was that we were already planning for the patch and seeing what would be something that can highlight all the new gameplay that we have and piecing it all together.
Right. That was a big change. Now, Chris talked about that earlier. We did have some minor broadcast problems with our streaming partner, and we remedied them by going back to Twitch, our tried and true Twitch. So, Twitch, we love you, and thank you for being there when we need you. So one of the big changes this year was instead of highlighting future content that was more forward-facing and on the higher on the development bubble and anything, we wanted to keep this. Let's explore what can be playable today, basically. So yeah, as Chris said, that mission and variations of that mission will be available in Alpha 3.3 once Lowerville and Hurston are added.
We've been working a lot with the live design team on that idea of branching missions, of when you go take out a new mission, a new contract, you don't know exactly where it's going to take you. Mm-hmm. And so Luke Presley and the live design team, they were able to come together. So like Chris pointed out on the stage, you open up on that crash satellite, the prototype blade that you were looking for could very well be right there. Yeah. And that would be it. You would just take it and bring it back. End of story.
Yeah, it was one of those things where it just adding that slight element of variability makes the missions feel more exciting and dynamic because you don't know exactly what you're going to get. Like, it's not one of those things where it's like, bring me 20 wolf hearts, and you know it's going to be that. Like, right. It keeps you on your toes, which is a fun kind of element with these types of missions.
A cornerstone of every MMO is the poop quest, the poop fetch quest. Are we going to have one of those?
Baguano.
Yeah, Baguano.
Yeah. We already have you picking up biological waste in 3.2, so
That's true. All right.
We're well ahead of the curve.
Yeah. All right. So we are live here at the Long Center in Austin, Texas. One of the big changes this year is our dual stream. We have dual tracks of presentations. Right now, the second track of presentations started. They got their start at 3 o'clock, or they got their start shortly after 3 o'clock, or they're getting their start right now. We're hearing some conflicting reports. They will be starting immediately as folks begin to filter in there. You can still view it at robertspaceindustries.com. You go to robertspaceindustries.com, click on CitizenCon, and you'll see 2 tracks. You'll see the main stage, which is where we are here, and then you'll see the second stage, where we've got presentations by Tony Zurovic. We've got presentations on the player HAB system and the modular building system by Luan Vettoretti, forgive me, Luan, I practiced it many times. And we even have a panel coming up with the two of you later today, don't we?
Yeah, can we talk more about the second stage? I really think that's what people came to the stream on the main stage to hear about. Yeah. We do have a live Lore Makers.
Yeah, it's really exciting. We're really delving into the subject of Austin barbecue, and I'm really looking forward to it.
We will be doing a live brisket panel.
And smoking.
What you will actually get to see in the other channel, we have just like we did last year. We're doing the. I'm hearing Ulf in my head.
Oh,
what was that?
That happens
what was
to
that,
me
Genji?
sometimes too.
Yeah, I thought I was losing my mind.
Was that our 2-minute warning? All right. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap up. Be sure you check out the second stage. There's all kinds of programming today. We're going to continue. We're going to try our best to get back on track here after our demo ran longer.
With the Principles of Flight.
With the Principles of Flight. John Crew and David Colson and the all-new Star Citizen flight experience in just a few moments. Stay tuned.
Welcome back to Burn Down, the weekly show dedicated to the release of SC Alpha 3. Wait, is this the wrong stage? Was that behind? That was a deep cut. I didn't know who would pick up on that. It's out there. Anyway, how you guys doing? Was that fun? Whoa! That was a hell of a playthrough. I didn't think he was gonna make it. Did you guys? He's never made it before, so you guys, those are all inclusive. No, I'm kidding. All right, guys, so we obviously have a pretty cool lineup of panels here, and by the thinning of the crowd, I assume they're over there in the second stage, or enjoying the new release of Secret Booth. If you guys haven't gotten over there, I see you wearing t-shirts that say our release. How did you get those? Who handed those out at the top of the show? Jared, was that? Wow. One pity laugh. All right, so let's get right to it. So this panel is about the new Star Citizen flight model. Who's excited for that? No. Who's excited for that? Okay, all right. Well, then I guess I'm proud to introduce a few gentlemen to you that we're working very hard with the team tireless behind this new flight model. We're really excited to get your hands. First up, let's give a hand to John Crew. Mr. Crew, come on out. John Crew with the cool pants. Next up, David Coulson. Come on out. All right, gentlemen, have a good time. See you guys soon.
Hello, everyone.
Hello. So, I heard you all care about flight. So we'll sort of get started. This is me, David Coulson. I'm a gameplay programmer. I've been working on this flight model for quite a while. And this is John Crew, the vehicle pipeline director.
Yep.
You're in charge of vehicles,
all
I guess.
The vehicles. The vehicle pipeline is obviously a huge thing, so I'm sat there trying to get all the ships from concept to release and all the post-release support and all those systems that work with vehicles.
Yep. So I think we'll just dive straight into it. This is what matters to everyone, is what's next for flight and Star Citizen. And I think since, say, 2.6, we haven't really had what we wanted out of this. We could do a lot better, and we sort of have this this vision for how we want it. And so we've sort of gone back to 2.6, and we've looked at what we had in 3.0, and we're like reevaluating everything and thinking about what is the best way to bring the experience that is the most interesting for everyone. And so if we look at what that kind of means, we want you to really feel the ship. Currently flying around, the ships kind of feel quite similar between a lot of them, and they have so much acceleration that you can't really feel all of the workings of your ship, and that's really not what we want. And to go into that, we really want this system to be kind of reactive to what's going on inside your ship. So it's not as simple as just flying and then you feel your ship's handling and then you do your combat and whatever. We want you to feel what's happening inside the ship's systems, like the fuel and the power and everything, and that should really feed into what's happening in the flight model. And currently we just don't really have anything like that. And hopefully this will get us this more deep, interesting experience that changes between different ships. We want it so that you fly this one ship and you have to fly in a certain way, and that's the way to win in that ship. And then going to a different ship, you might have to change your approach. And so hopefully what we got is going to sort of get us toward that. We want to kind of it's going back to the reactive thing. I think that's really important because we really want the thrusters to have like a thrust strength, and then if we can change that, we can kind of work toward changing the handling of the ship while you're flying, which is something that we've never really had before. So what we're about to show you, not final. So you all know, I'm sure you probably do already, you can play this flight model in the Drake Virtual Training Facility downstairs in the AT&T room. And we want your feedback, and we want to sort of get to the correct flight model that is best for everyone. So this is not final, and I hope you enjoy it anyways. But we'll work with us and we'll get it to what we want it to be.
Yeah, so video is obviously very hard to get across the feeling of flight, so we're going to talk in depth about a lot of stuff here. So let's start at the bottom and work our way up.
Yeah, we'll start with controls, I think right at the bottom of the flight system. Go on, you want to talk about the throttle?
You may have noticed on those videos there, we've changed the way the throttle works. You have direct control over your ship now, and that works at a much wider range of speeds. It's sort of the feedback we've had from people today, like they've noticed that change. So let's have a look at it in action.
So if you look on the left side of the screen, there's now, or left side of the HUD, you now have a speed bar, and you're moving your speed up and down by pressing W and S, say for mouse and keyboard. We'll get to HOTAS in a second, promise me. But yeah, so as you can see, like if you press W and then you immediately let go, the ship stops accelerating. That's unlike what we had previously, where you had this kind of defined speed range, and you press W and S to move the target speed up and down that range. But we don't have that range anymore, right? So the speed just moves up and down depending on whether you're accelerating your thrusters or not. And it seems kind of subtle, but I promise you this is a really significant change, and it changes how you're going to have to fly. But there's another important part to this, which I haven't quite got to. The dot on the speed bar there is the target velocity that the coupled mode flight is trying to get you toward, right? So if you turn, your speed is going to change. You know, your forward speed is going to change from that dot and what that dot is supposed to be. And coupled mode essentially amounts to moving your speed toward that dot. It wants your forward velocity to be held at that dot. So you turn in coupled mode, and you'll see that IFCS will automatically bring your speed up to that dot. This doesn't happen in decoupled mode, and that's one of the big differences between.
Other stuff later on. So it's close. It's close to what he wanted. I hope he's happy with it. So the physics team, similar to the RIM, had to rewrite this cloth entity implementation completely from scratch. It was really important because we had some trouble with earlier versions, and it's not only that it didn't work on at the scale of planets and assume things like Z up, but there was other problems with the earlier implementations within the engine anyways. And most of these problems related to instabilities within the simulation. And what that would cause is something called, we kind of call it polysoup. It's like a big ball of polygons that just can't recover from the simulation. So you can't ship a game with that kind of stuff. If we shipped it out to you and you had an interaction like that, I mean, that's not acceptable to us. So we had to change that. So major culprits of polysoup are usually the topology of the asset itself, and without going too deep into it, the geometry being simulated has to be really regular faces, or the face areas have to be the same. Otherwise, you'd end up with this sort of polysoup ball. Ultimately, the issue was that the topology of the render mesh and the simulation itself were coupled. So basically, whatever your render mesh topology was, that was how it was going to simulate. We've decoupled that now. Lastly, we didn't have self-collision before, so cloth couldn't collide with itself. That's an important component because it means you can have freely flowing cloth, meaning not attached to anything. You've probably seen it in a million games. They have, you know, a tapestry up on the wall, or just something hanging from something. And very seldom do you ever see free-flowing cloth just moving around soft body in the world. So let's get this video going because I'm already going over time. Sorry. All right, so I've got a quick video. I just threw an M50 down on Daymar, and I got a couple deck crew taking care of it. I was getting lonely. So you see, I spawn up this cloth, and it keeps pausing. Sorry about that. I spawn the cloth in, and I just turn on our AI physics, and basically physics starts simulating, and that drapes over the ship just as you would expect it to. So now I keep playing around with it a little bit, and there's so many different properties actually exposed directly to the designers for something like that. So I need to mention that this is a hyper-efficient simulation. And there's a certain amount of, it's a user-defined variable for friction. Right, so we can pull the ship out, and I can change the friction so that that thing will slide right off, or it will kind of hold on to it. But now I'm going to do something a little more extreme. And this is where you really need the self-collision. Keep pausing. So there you can see it fold up upon itself, and we're going to run it again just to show you again. It never gets to a state that it can't recover in terms of the simulation, and it's always going. It's a purely deterministic simulation, regardless of the frame rate and time step size, which is a big, big deal for us. It's also unconditionally stable, so it's never going to explode and will fully recover. So, and I mentioned those wind entities before and sort of attaching to the back of the ships. And I was just wiggling it around under it just to show you how dynamic that stuff actually is. So let's say you had, I don't know, a little flag on the ship, or you might have a Superman ship with a cape on it. Who knows? Why do these videos keep pausing? So I dropped it on the back, and I've got a little wind entity actually attached to the back. So let's turn on the ship, and it blows off onto these ports. So, and I mentioned those wind entities before. You're going to see tons of this now within the environments. Yeah, I'll pass it over to Andreas, who I sucked up.
All our characters in the game, they have this internal skeleton, which is made up of joints or bones, as they're called. And these pendulums are essentially extensions of these skeletons. So they were used primarily to attach more kind of rigid, like simple objects, like for instance grenades, attach them to a body, or like a rocket launcher at the back of your back. And whenever you moved, this stuff like wiggled slightly around. And it wasn't originally not really supposed to be used for more complex, simulating more complex types of objects, such as cloth, shirts, capes, trench coats, whatever. So what they did was, like in earlier titles that used the system, they created ropes of these basically joined chains and created several of them and connected them together so they would form something like a sheet of cloth. But the real resolution of these things was always very, very coarse, so it always lacked in terms of like fidelity. And now with this vertex cloth approach, you have the ability to put a lot more detail into these meshes, and that results in much better looking simulations. So as you can see here, which side is which? So vertex cloth, the new stuff is on the left, and you can see all these wrinkles going on, creases, folds forming dynamically, reacting to the animation of the player. The thing is, like in general, like in terms of character cloth, the problem with character cloth is that characters are much more dynamic than environments. So even though with a new cloth, our environment cloth can be more dynamic and can move about in the environment theoretically, primarily it will be curtains or tarps, flags, this kind of stuff. The cloth on a character needs to undergo much more stress because who knows what the player ends up doing with the character. They jump out of their ship and expect to land somewhere and their cloth still looking nice and neat. So for the physics solver, that's very demanding. So we're quite happy that this new solver is very stable. It doesn't explode. Sometimes, like for more extreme cases, you need to help the solver a little bit. And that's why we have these markup tools for. So I worked in the film industry